A cursed hotel. A hidden fortune.
It's an old hotel down the shore. Stashed his missing 300 million.
A monster that removes hearts from living people. 4 friends with cameras. One rule, don't touch anything. They broke it on day 1. The hotel made them pay for it by night. In 1980, the Paragon Hotel was one of the most glamorous vacation destinations in the country, attracting celebrities and wealthy guests from around the world. Behind the scenes, a powerful mobster had invested in the property and was using it for shady business dealings. Then the owner's wife was found dead, her chest opened, her heart removed, and the owner himself disappeared without a trace. The hotel closed immediately and never reopened. When the mobster later died, his enormous fortune vanished with him, never recovered. Rumors spread that evil had claimed permanent residence inside those walls, and the legend grew that no one who had ever gone in searching for the hidden money had come back out. A few months before the main story begins, a woman named Amanda crawled desperately across a dark floor, trying to get away from something. She froze when she saw what was ahead of her. The film cuts to the present day. Diane runs a popular urban exploration channel called The Creepers with her boyfriend Rick. Their latest stunt involves jumping from a moving train together with their friends Cora and Vern. Dressed as train staff, the 4 smuggle their filming equipment inside a garbage container past security. Once aboard, they force a carriage door open and fix a metal bar to keep it from closing again. They shed their uniforms and leap from the moving train, landing exactly as practiced, then sprint off the rails before the next train can hit them. Nearby, they find a graffiti-lined tunnel to explore. At the end of it sits a rare piece by the famous street artist Boscott. Rick reminds everyone of the one rule: record but never touch. Their 5th member, JD, ignores this and starts breaking off a section of the artwork. Rick tackles him. When Vern pulls them apart, Rick removes JD from the team on the spot. JD pockets the stolen piece and walks away, telling them he would rather be rich than a nobody. Minutes later, guards approach and the remaining 4 escape through the tunnel. The video earns 82 views.
82. Literally just 82.
Frustrated and out of ideas for how to grow the channel, Rick reveals a new plan. He has tracked down the blueprints of the Paragon Hotel, the missing fortune, the legend of disappearing treasure hunters, the history of the place.
Courtesy of Water and Power. He stashed his missing 300 million. All right, apparently everyone that's gone looking for this money, never been heard from again.
Sounds, dangerous.
He reminds them of the rule. They document only. Diane, stung that Rick barely noticed her new hair color, quietly posts on the channel that their next destination is the Paragon. Shortly after, JD resurfaces in a video with a new team, showing off the stolen graffiti and mocking the creepers. That night at a motel, Rick, Cora, and Vern are gearing up when a knock at the door reveals Frank, a journalist from Vice News. He saw Diane's post and wants to document the group for a story. Diane arrives late and argues with the others about the uninvited addition, but she likes the exposure the coverage could bring, and Frank stays. With the van running short on fuel, everyone squeezes into Frank's car for a long beach road drive to reach the hotel's gated entrance. Vern spots a storm building on the horizon. Rick warns they need to clear the tunnels before the rain arrives. All doors and windows of the hotel are sealed, so they enter through a sewage tunnel, helmets on, crawling single file through a narrow and reeking passage. Midway through, a swarm of rats rushes toward them in the dark. Everyone flattens against the floor. Frank throws himself over Cora. The rats pass without anyone getting bitten. Emerging into the main corridor, they find a gate blocked by a pile of debris. Cora breaks the lock herself, and the pile collapses inward. Diane, who had wandered off to find a separate entrance, gets left behind as the others step into the hotel. Rick begins his video intro in the grand entrance hall. The moment he says the hotel's name out loud, a flock of birds explodes off the rafters and slams into the chandelier, sending it crashing to the floor inches from Cora. Meanwhile, Diane has found a different way in and starts streaming live for her followers. She explores the ballroom, plays a few notes on an abandoned piano, and rejects Rick's phone call to avoid ruining the footage. She hears a noise, assumes it is rats, and starts running. She trips on the stairs, drops her phone, and in the darkness behind her, a pale hand appears. Rick realizes Diane Diane has gone quiet and tells the group to search every room. Cora explains to Frank that Rick wants stability and Diane wants adventure, and that the two of them have been pulling in opposite directions for a while. Frank shows her a photo of his wife when she notices his ring. In another corridor, Vern photographs deep claw marks he finds on the wall. A shadow moves somewhere nearby, but he does not see it. When the group reunites, Vern shows them the picture of the marks, and Rick says they need to find Diane and leave. Cora and Vern head to the reception desk and search the lobby. They find a newspaper clipping about the original owner's disappearance and his wife's death. The police kept the details sealed, but rumors said her chest had been opened and her heart removed. Upstairs, Rick accidentally steps directly into a hidden bear trap. Frank removes it immediately. When Vern and Cora return, Vern assumes Frank is responsible and slams him against the wall. Frank holds him back calmly, cleans Rick's wound, and wraps it with tape from their kit. Cora suggests taking Rick to a hospital. Rick refuses to go without Diane. Then they hear her phone ringing. They follow the sound to the next floor and find a massive dead tree hung with dozens of phones and cameras taken from previous visitors over the years. Rick recognizes Diane's phone among them and plays her last recording, which cuts off at the moment she fell. The battery dies. Vern reluctantly suggests calling the police. Rick and Frank both argue there is no time to wait. Something lunges onto Cora from behind. She throws a punch and Frank draws his gun. It is JD, frightened and bruised. His new team appears immediately after, Todd and Mac. They disarm Frank, force the whole group to their knees, and take their phones and gear. Rick accuses them of doing something to Diane. Todd denies it dismissively. When Cora refuses to cooperate, Todd puts his gun in her mouth and Frank breaks. He admits that Amanda is not his colleague, but his wife. She came to the hotel months ago with her photographer to work on a story, went missing, and the police offered nothing useful. He saw Diane's post and used it to find a way inside. Todd does not care about missing women. Cora spits in his face. Todd uses a handkerchief to clean himself, and Rick recognizes it as Diane's. He lunges for it, and Todd shoves him over a rotten section of the balcony. Rick falls through a hole in the floor. JD says Todd has gone too far. Todd slaps him. When Frank refuses to give up the money's location, Todd hits him too. Frank admits the location was marked on blueprints Rick was carrying. Todd announces they will find Rick. Moving through a corridor, Cora spots a body on the far side of a large hole in the floor. She uses hanging cables to swing across, jumping from cable to lamp to cable until she lands on the other side. The body is an old skeleton. Todd shoots the cables to strand her, and the group moves on without her. Crying from a nearby room draws them inside. Mac opens a wardrobe and a hand reaches out. A terrified woman emerges. Beth, Amanda's photographer. Then something moves in the dark, and Beth says it is coming and everyone will die. They switch to night vision and cut the lights. When a sudden impact hits in the darkness and they restore the flashlights, JD is pinned to the wall by a metal rod. The creature moves around them. Todd and Mac fire without landing a single shot. The monster retreats through a hole in the ceiling. A stray bullet has killed Beth. Diane wakes in the penthouse. Candles surround a satanic pentagram on the floor. A wedding dress hangs on a chair. A book left open on the bed, His Dark Majesty, describes a ritual. By consuming a living human heart, the chosen one receives supernatural strength and immortality. The final stage requires two souls that want to become one and a bride. Diane realizes the monster has chosen her. It appears behind her and caresses her face. Cora reaches the security room and finds working monitors. Amanda is visible on one screen, restrained on a chair. Diane is visible on another in the penthouse. A VHS tape with strange markings plays footage of the original murder. The owner's wife, the figure removing her heart. The book and the tape confirm each other. Rick is hiding under a bed in another room when Cora finds him through the monitors and reaches him. The creature enters the room. Cora hides in the closet. Rick stays under the bed. The creature opens the closet, but Cora is clinging to the ceiling above it. When it finally looks up, Rick strikes it from behind with a piece of wood. It hurls Rick across the room. Cora runs for the elevator, fights free when it grabs her through the bars, activates a power lever, and rides up. Frank and Vern discover Mac's body with his chest torn open and a wire strung across a doorway that slashed his throat as he ran through it. Cora guides them via walkie-talkie to the kitchen in a dumbwaiter. Vern pulls himself to the top manually, and Cora helps him out. Frank follows. The monster breaks through the kitchen door and begins climbing the shaft. Frank tells Vern to cut the rope and jumps clear. The dumbwaiter drops and takes the monster monster down with it. Before joining the others, Frank retrieves Amanda's phone from the tree, their initials engraved on the back, a gift from him. He finds the room on the monitor. Amanda is on a chair, her chest open. He kisses her, covers her with his jacket, and goes to find Diane. In the penthouse, Diane puts on the dress and approaches the creature as though willing to comply. Once it is distracted, she hits it with the book and runs. Frank hears her screaming in the corridor and follows the sound until he finds the monster dragging Diane by the hair. He runs full speed and tackles it over the balcony railing. The creature lands impaled on a tree branch below. Frank hits the floor. Both are dead. Diane asks Cora about Rick over the walkie-talkie and runs to find him lying on the floor. She breaks down thinking he is gone. He opens his eyes. The four friends reunite. In the aftermath, the creepers become national news. Their hotel video earns 100 million views. Urban exploration surges in popularity worldwide. For their next trip, Cora dyes her hair blonde. Rick opens a bag and shows the group a small bundle of notes from the hotel, saying a little bit will not hurt the code. They laugh and head out.